and welcome to See the World with Ajala Nene, a podcast that takes you on a journey across Nigeria and Africa to explore the country and the continent's diverse and vibrant culture. Our esteemed guests will share their experiences and insights into the local tourism scene, from hidden gems to must-see attractions. So grab a cup of coffee and join us as we see the world with Ajala Nene. Whether you're planning a trip to Nigeria or Africa, or simply want to explore and experience the continent from the comfort of your own home, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and let's explore Nigeria and Africa together. Hey guys, welcome back to See the World with Ajala Nene. And guess what time it is? It's the Wanderlust Wonder segment. And as you know, this is where we spotlight tourist sites in Africa and beyond. And today, our spotlight is Oke-Idori Hills, popularly known as Oke-Idori. Idori Hill is located in Idori town in Ondo State of southern western Nigeria. Described as one of the most beautiful natural landscapes in Nigeria, you will find attractions such as the hill's great steps, the famous Agbo Ogun footprint, Thunder Water, and the ancient village to the ancient Owa Palace, and wonder stones that beautifies the community. Hiking the hill is both a thrilling and an exhausting experience. So make sure you bring your firm gripping shoes, carry along at least one or more bottles of water, and some snacks to keep your energy up. But most especially, come with the adventurous spirit in you. Trust me, you will need it if you want to experience the unexplainable beauty that lies from on top of the hill. So are you ready for today's guests? Let's dive in. Welcome. And I'm purposely doing this greeting like this because this person is special to me. Very special. It's one of those people that took me in when I started in the tourism space. And I want to welcome, I call her Auntie Abiola. Ekaboma.
Thank you very much. And I call you Ajalawa.
All right, so let me read a brief of her bio before we start. Mrs. Abiola Kudirat Ogunbiyi, in brackets, LL.M. So is a woman on a change mission, a legal practitioner, founder and managing director of SJ Tours and Allied Services. Before I go on, I've been meaning to ask, what does SJ mean?
Well, SJ means leisure, a time when you're not, time when you're not working or studying.
Relaxing.
Yes, and you're relaxing.
Is it an English word?
Well, it means simi, which is rest.
Okay.
And E is jaye, which is enjoy. And incidentally, those are the names of my children.
Aww.
So I'm Mama Simi Jaye.
So now meaning SJ Tours and Allied Services. She's currently the chairperson. In fact, when I saw this one, my head was, chairperson, Hotel and Tourism Sectoral Group of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Don't joke. That chamber is 136 years
Guys,
old.
It's old. So it's a big deal. So she is the chairperson for the hotel and tourism sector.
Oh, that's the organized private sector, by the way.
Organized private sector.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
That's the Lagos Chamber of Commerce for you.
Deep,
that's
man.
the advocacy voice.
Deep. So in addition to overseeing the day-to-day activities of SJ Tours and Alliance Services, Mrs. Ogunbiyi also participates in conferences and workshops focused on tourism, the influence of policymakers and the importance of tourism and integration in the ECOWAS sub-region. Unless I will continue, if I continue, you guys will not finish my bio. All right, Auntie Abiola, permit me guys to allow me call her that here.
You're welcome, Ajalawa, anytime.
How did you get here? Why the tourism space? You're a legal practitioner. How did you enter the tourism?
Yes. Well, I always tell people that passion is very important in this industry. So I'll start from saying I've always loved travel. Even as a child, in the garden, would go around the garden, and each spot in the garden was either America or Europe or you name it. This was when we were children.
Yeah.
And then I found myself as executive secretary, the CEO of a Nigeria ASEAN Chamber of Commerce, which then took me into organizing trade missions, which really is business tourism. But I mean, that wasn't the way I understood it at that time. And I did organize quite a few trade missions to the ASEAN countries, which are Singapore's, Malaysia's, Indonesia, Philippines, you name it, in the early 90s. That was between 90 and 94. Wow. I think it must have been here in 1992 or 3, after I'd been a couple of times in Singapore, that I was approached by a gentleman. I believe he was a member of the Singapore Chamber of Commerce then. And he used to facilitate our visits there. I mean, the trade missions were with business people, bankers, and government. And he told me, Mrs. Ogunbiyi, if you want to help your country, go start a travel agency. Ajalawa, I was a youth then. I was in my early 30s. And for me, selling tickets was what I thought. Yeah. I didn't understand tourism. They tell you can't read your expression. So my expression must have been daggers to him. He didn't proceed beyond that, and we let it go. Because for me, it was like, Odindimi, LLAM, Ewandi Kimalota. You tell me to go be selling tickets. By the way, that was wrong. I wish I had sold tickets because the percentages were great. Were great.
Not now.
Not now. Anyway, but some information is there, especially when you're young. And I always tell young people, keep it. Be young. Do what I did. I did it. I didn't listen. I, generally, but
you had fun.
It then came back later.
Like
the years that we had, the Abacha years.
Okay.
The Abacha years, because I was looking for, I'd worked in a firm at Jumogobia, Okeke, Oyebode, and later Aloku. We did a lot of foreign, we dealt with the foreign investors, the MERS, the ADAX. Those were people that we worked with. We brought them in, we incorporated them. So that was the business I understood. During that period, the legal business I understood. During that period, of course, there was none of that happening.
Yes.
So I just thought,
So you were redundant?
Yes. So I just thought, So I decided, because my parents had also lived in West Africa, Liberia, the Gambia, Benin Republic. My uncle was ambassador for several years when we were children and went to holidays in those spaces. I really don't know what happened, but sometime in 1999, I put a group of people on a bus and I went into Cotonou with them. Obviously, before 1999, I'd gone back and forth, get the hotels, and we had a lovely weekend. People like Chief Iruku supported me. Yes, they supported me. Fola Abiola sent his children, yes. Tayo Aderiokun of blessed memory, yeah. Those were the people that supported me. Their children were on that bus, and we went, and we crossed. We had fun over the weekend, and we came back.
But what inspired you to do that?
I can't remember. So you see, that's why I'm saying it's probably all that passion from young and something to do. Something to do. I needed to earn. That may have been it. I needed to earn something, and I just thought, what could I do? And we came back, I had some money in my hands, it worked. But more than that, the people I took enjoyed themselves. It was the first time, and I was prayed for, and I also got legal work. From that. There was somebody on the bus, that actually got legal work. Yes, that because they had your lawyer. Yes, that was the networking part of it as well. So all that came from it, and I just started a couple of those, and then I decided to give it purpose. So a lot of what I've done is advocacy, because you see that message in Singapore, if you want to help your country, start up exactly. I started putting it in perspective, and I recognize that it gives you a voice, it gives you knowledge, you understand your space, you develop a different attitude, you see with a different outlook, your mindset. Your mindset starts to
become global, kind of.
Yes, and also resonates, because this was like domestic and regional tourism. You see things differently, and you're not just looking at your space as no light, traffic, no water. You actually find out that, something, I could really enjoy myself in this space. And if I enjoy myself in this space, then I'm going to give it some more thought.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be more engaged. And I'm going to realize that I have a part to play.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. And then I got my lucky break for Abiola and Tayo Aderiokun as well. Again, thank you, fellows.
God bless them.
Plenty. And I think it was 2000. They had the GT Bank wide retreat.
Okay.
Yes, and they engaged my services to work with them on that retreat. Yes, with, it's just Ike Mokwede, lovely Wigwe, and Ronke, now Ronke Koka, they were, and we worked with them, and we put over 2 weekends.
Wow.
Yes, the staff of the rebirth of service. Yes, that's what it was called. Rebirth of service was the theme. And, with my team, which was my sister, my sister-in-law, my family, friends, we all put that together. And they enjoyed it as well, Yes, they enjoyed it as well. Agbaje, it was just 2 weekends. GTB staff from across the country came together, and we were able to organize that leisure part of the retreat.
Not business, leisure.
Yes. And people got to know themselves better.
That connection.
Yes, that connection.
You're not there to do business. To
connect, which is really key. So that's really been my journey. So passion from when you were a child, opportunity, and then just take a risk.
And someone telling you, Madam, if you want to help the country,
go and start a tour company, and somehow, that's been my journey, 30 years plus.
Woo!
Enjoying every minute of it.
Crawling. I'm never reached yet.
But you're all on the right direction.
Thank God. And we have people like you that encourage us every time.
Always.
She always gets us my DM like, then Ajalawa, well done. Keep up the good work. Every time she's always inspiring me. So now let's go to the associations you're part of. If there's a problem we are having now, we younger ones, is being part of the right association. And one of the reasons why some of us are reluctant to join is because of the unnecessary power tussle we see, or there's no encouraging incentive for we young people. Like, you tell us to come in and we find out that what are we gaining from this? Like, I have paid for an association. I don't want to mention the name here. And it's over 5 years now. I've not collected my certificate because I was seeing a lot of power tussle issues and all those kind of things. You were in that meeting. I remember very well. After then, I never went back. But we know that if we want to grow and we're taking this tourism thing seriously, we need to be in the right community. An association is one of the things worldwide. When they ask you, are you in the tour somewhere? Oh, which association? And you're like, They won't take you serious. So, the ones you're in, can you share why you're part of that? And why would you encourage young people to join the ones you are going to mention here today? And why is it important for us to have an association?
Yeah, it's, Ajalawa, I'm glad that we're talking about this association topic. You see, association is so key. Your network, you're as strong as your network, And networking is about collaboration. And collaborative effort is key to anything, particularly nation building.
Yes.
Particularly nation building. And also in building a business as well.
Yeah.
You can't do it all. You have to, even if it's you're trying to produce a product that you want to release to the public.
You still need help.
You still need help. You still need help. And then, incidentally, the ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, the Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, collaboration associations, they work through associations.
I'm aware.
Yes. Now, in 1994, just as I was leaving, we also had somebody from the Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Tajuddin Husseini. Okay. And he put in a report that we as a country, Nigeria, we had to look at that part of the world because the rest of the world is there and learn from their models of development. Associations were, and I believe still, key.
Yeah.
We are not taking our associations as well as we should. And what is happening is that I do not believe, and I've talked to the NBA, I'm a member of the NBA, So Nigerian Bar Association. And within the Nigerian Bar Association, we have the Travel, Tourism,
yes,
and
I'm aware of that. Mrs. Rewane, I think it's one of them.
Yes, exactly. Yes, before that. Yes. Now, those associations, NBA, for example, I'm there for the term because they understand what they're doing. The leadership moves on. It moves on. 2 years and you're gone. There's transition. So that there's no sitting in there and using that
veto power
to drive you on. You can't do that. Associations have to move along fluid so that at each point, you have new ideas. You have goals for which the association was set up. And you have to walk that path for which the association. And because people join associations because they say, this association is going to do this. We don't want to name names here, but this, that, and the other. We have associations that are meant to address tourism, that are meant to be looking at tourism, both particularly tourism, how to grow tourism in Nigeria. And they're not doing that. Instead, you're seeing personalities. Where you see a personality greater than an association, I'm sorry, that personality is not working. It's whitewash. It's whitewash. Go and read about the level 5 leader. You do not see a level 5 leader. What you see is the association. So out here, and I say it boldly, if there's any association right now that is the fellows sitting in that association, the ladies sitting in that association, that you see, that association, there needs to be a forensic audit of that association. It's not doing what it's meant to do. Tourism is not child's play. And I pray that government is listening. And in fact, I pray that the 200 million plus Nigerians are listening. Tourism is not child's play. This is the missing link to many things, including our security challenges. Let's focus on it. Let's look at it. The associations that have been set up to do certain things, what are they meant to be doing? Have an audit and put in place the square pegs in the round holes. I'm not self-serving. I'm on the 6th floor, so I can't even be in any association or organization apart from an organization that is 136 years old, which is the Lagos Chamber of Commerce. And that's the only reason So it's not about me, but it's about what needs to be done now. We can have young people like this, Ajalawa, who should be in associations driving it, ensuring that we get out of this foreign exchange bottleneck. We get people focused. We can have the Jakpa and Jakpadas. We can have a security challenge. We can have where people cannot pick up young people, older people cannot work together. By the way, my age bracket right now is 37. And that's because I work with under 30s and I'm dealing with averages. I love averages when it comes to the age.
Why?
So I'm a 37-year-old. We put the averages together, we divide it by the number of us in the front. And hey, I'm on the 6th floor, but my age bracket is 37.
I like that. Now, Ma, let's go. I like the way I like where you've gone to now. I know you have this acronym, TREES.
Yes.
I remember we had a special meeting where we sat down with H Chinese and we talked about this. And I know it's something that I should be involved in, but I know I've not been there with you that much, Ma. But I'm glad you're here so that this is an opportunity for you to share about TREE and why it's important and how we can connect it in the tourism space, Ma. So, Ma, please have the floor. Tell us more about these TREES. Okay, thank you.
TREES is, it's an acronym, and just like when you told me, how did I get into, what informed that first? TREES came up 2018, 2019 was when it was coined. And I don't really know how, where, when, how it came about. But TREES is an acronym that the T is transform policing. Now, when we talk about policing, yes, you have the police. The police can arrest anyone. I mean, look at what's happening. Ex-governors, double governors, you, me, people on the streets. So yeah, we have that as well, where we need to really transform the police force. But when you talk about policing, it's more of how do you ensure things are done right? How do you ensure things are done right? And I like to use the example. You want the Danfo driver to go through the right path stay on his lane. Early in the morning, 7 a.m., he has people in the bus who need to get to work at 8. Otherwise, some of them will be dismissed if they don't.
Yes.
And then you have a road that has potholes and gullies and whatever else. Petrol queue, this and the other, diversions.
Yes.
And if he stays on the straight and narrow, people are not going to get to work till 10, 11. Surely, really. Whereas the other side of the road, people are driving against traffic. So the volume of traffic is not that
much on the other side.
He's going to go left. His passengers are going to make sure he does that. Irrespective.
They don't get late
so that they won't get to there's so many. Exactly. So we need to transform policing. How could we sort that out? Let's even think of something that I remember from Indonesia when we were going, where they had street marshals. And street marshals will escalate issues that have to do with the street to the local government and all that. There'll be a street marshal on each street, who would collate.
Marshal is like a police, right?
Well, it will be a volunteer on the street. It will be a volunteer on the street.
They have that in Nigeria. I think I've seen a few people that they actually wear that. They are not police people, but they are volunteers with the police, local police.
Not even that. It would actually be a resident on the street.
Okay.
Who, we have, we have associations now.
Yes.
What do we call them?
In our
estate, or even on the streets, associations and all that.
Yes.
So maybe some volunteer, the chairman or secretary, or who would be in touch with the local government. So once you see some
things are not working,
a road that you can escalate it, there may be dedicated telephone numbers that the public at random.
It works?
I'm saying these are things we can do. Oh no, in Indonesia. In fact, you don't want to know what I learned as a youth. Remember, I was a youth when I was going out there in the 90s. There was so much I learned from those countries. That simple solutions. So policing is, how do you ensure that things are done properly? You put a law out there, a policy out there. How do you see it through? By the way, the tourism space is the easiest to use.
As a gateway.
As that tool that can gather the information. Once you create that lifestyle for your people where they can easily give feedback, then raise volunteers. There's no country that can.
The R.
Yeah, exactly. That's the R. Raise volunteers. You need to raise volunteers. The religious organizations use volunteers. Associations, all girls associations, all school students associations use volunteers, exactly. Yeah. And they're effective because volunteers are after the goal and they don't need to be paid. So a nation needs to raise volunteers. The UN has a program of volunteers.
Not just people, because they have people that volunteer, they don't do anything.
I was about to go to that. Please, volunteerism is not my brother is looking for work. Look, put him there. No. It has to be things that come from people's passion.
Yes.
Things that people can do. So raising volunteers is you need to leave it to the people to come forward for that. So that's what raising volunteers. And there's a way to go about it. Then the first E is you've got to enlighten the people. Enlighten is not school, To enlighten a person means that you put it all there so that the person can appreciate it. And possibly even articulate it.
Yeah.
And even before even articulating, they can take a decision as to whether they buy in or they don't.
Yes.
So you have to create that enlightenment, in the space. And this is not just for nation building, even for your organization, for your home, whatever. And then the second is enrich the society. Ajalawa.
Ma?
Enrich the society is not give more people money.
Okay, please thank you.
It's not palliative. Enrich the society is, please, what does society need to work?
Yes.
I beg. Can I have portable? Can I have portable water?
Yeah.
I beg you. Can we have primary health care? I beg you. Can we have opportunity for primary, at least basic education?
Yeah.
I beg you. Enrich the society is put in place. Those, I don't know if I should use infrastructure resources that are just there, are basic, and let people take their decision. just let them. Those simple day-to-day things that people generally require.
Yeah.
You know,
So
the
you
road
can't
network. Road network,
Like
you
someone
know,
says
public
such-
transport.
But someone was talking about Akwa Ibom yesterday, and I went to an event, and I said Akwa Ibom there, that one of the things that she loves is their road. The road is beautiful.
He did
Somebody
it.
else said, yes, that's so
He
true,
did
that their former governor makes sure
he
that the
did it.
roads are perfect. That's the
He did it.
best thing that they did for them there. So moving around is no big deal.
Big deal. And everybody, you know, so if I want to walk, I can walk because I want to stay healthy. I have to do my watch, you know, I have to do 6,000 steps. I don't know.
10,000
You know, exactly. You know, and if I want to go by Moro,
I
I go by Moro. Exactly.
Exactly.
So that's enriching your society.
Yeah.
You know, and our constitution says that our government should do that, but we also have our own part to play as well in that
Yes.
when that's done, we take responsibility and we care for it. But we'll come to that bit about caring.
Alright.
You know, now and then of course we have the S of the trees, which is sustain and sustainable. You know, able is in a bracket. You know, so sustain or sustainable inclusive activities on all platforms and fronts. That means once you identify those activities that are inclusive, this is collaboration really, that's what this all means. Partnerships. Once you recognize those activities that can give you that, and federal government, state government, I beg you, and I'm not self-serving, as you have heard, advocacy, you know, has always been my thing. You know, is the tourism space ticks the boxes. It ticks the boxes, and I think that's probably why I was able to coin it.
Yeah.
Now, and then at the end of that acronym, we now say plant trees, think trees. You know, the plant trees came along because youth, my son, in trying to set up, because, you know, the trees, we run it, you know, with little seminar, we run the trees. You know, right now we do it for free. You know, people are part of it and, you know, just come on our toes and we do that, you know. He now, in doing the slides, started the first page by writing, let's talk about trees, you know. So when he said, let's talk about trees, I said, I never thought about that. So why don't we do that? We plant trees and we think trees. Yeah. In planting trees, that of course we're already impacting the environment. We're already thinking of, that's already a sustainable activity.
The roots are growing.
The roots are growing, and you know, for since 2018, 2019, I've moved it around, I've passed it around. You use it now. Most of the events, you make sure we plant a tree. We have something to talk about. So all of us, even on that, you know, event or where we've planted a tree, over the next 10 years, we can ask ourselves, how was your tree? Yeah. Apart from, we need to plant trees. We need to respect trees. Yes. And maybe even if we're going back to the Bible, maybe if we plant enough trees, that disobedience of chopping tree or not chopping apple or whatever it is. So maybe, but the tourism space works. And I mean, tourism and trees, T for tea, Abby?
T for tea, mama. T for tea. All right, man, so let me go to personal questions about you. Share 3 things that we do not know about you. 3. Mary, is it Meta Maro? Which one? Maybe I got say the wrong thing.
Okay. Yes.
So 3 things know about you that we don't know.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I ain't that coloring book.
Yes. So yes. I'll start one. Just my coloring book, and I have my colors here as well.
So you love coloring.
In 2019 as well, I picked up coloring. You know, so my pastime now when I'm sitting myself is I just color. Aww. You know, I get a coloring book.
See how pretty this is.
You know,
those who are watching on YouTube, if you're watching YouTube, you see how pretty it is.
I get a coloring book and I just get to
very
color.
therapeutic.
Yes, it is.
I started doing that 2 years ago during the COVID time. Someone gave me a devotional coloring book. So you read a devotional, when you finish, you color it. I bought special colors for myself, but for my children. Don't touch my own. And I'll color. You be coloring. By the time you're done, you're like, it's very therapeutic.
Honestly.
So you like coloring?
I love.
You love coloring.
I love coloring, and I've just found out that for me, that's it. I think school fees done, everything done. Back to now. I think that was my gift to myself. That was my gift to myself, that I'll go back to coloring. Incidentally, that's what we did at one of the first activities.
Yeah. So I remember our mom used to buy us coloring books, or sometimes even plain books, and then you just be coloring and drawing, and it was like, it just made us, you're busy.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, you're going creative.
And we need to think. We need to think. Then the second bit is me. I'm a spiritual person on an earthly journey.
Hallelujah.
Now, what does that mean? I think.
You love thinking.
I do.
That's why you came up with tree.
Yes, I give it thought. I'm thinking that I'm here, and I'm here as a solution provider. And I must be giving something back. I'm not just here to take. I'm here to be part of the giving. And guess what? We all are spiritual people on an earthly journey. Let's just give it some thought. Simple little things like let's think about trees. Trees provide us oxygen. That's about collaboration.
Collaboration and partnership.
Yeah. Trees provide us with oxygen, and we breathe out carbon dioxide, which they now use at night to also,
recycle.
So even recycle. And then what's the third one? Borrow make me rich. Borrow make me rich.
Can you imagine?
Yes, so this is my shokoto.
This is what they are direct.
Yes, so
I should my radio cover.
This is red clay. Adun Okupe.
Oh, red clay.
Yes. On one of her trips to Oshogbo.
Yeah.
She got me the fabric and I made this.
And that's one of your goddaughters.
Yes, Abiola. My butter. Mona Lisa. Mona Matthews, Nigeria. I'm very Niger in my Boroboro
so that means your third
Mona Matthews.
To be acquired Afrocentric.
Yes, so
Nigerian
this is from my mom. Of course, you can steal from mom. It was a couple of years ago. I just saw it. Mom, this is going with me. Exactly. And then my earrings. I don't know if you can see them.
Yes, I love the ball. This is glittery.
A recent gift from my aunt, Auntie Sade Thomas Pham. I don't know if you know who she is.
I've heard that name
Yes,
before.
Fashionista.
Wow.
She set up Fadan.
So
a year or two ago, she was one. So. And this is the 1985.
Wow.
I think she got it 1985. Bajoka pearls.
Well
yes.
kept.
Auntie Sade, these are the people that blazed fashion, the fashion space, that created Fadan in her time. She's in her 90s. Yeah, she's in her 90s. And
so she's still rocking.
Yes, and 2 years ago, for a year, the Africa Fashion exhibition that they had at the Royal Albert Museum.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, she was in, her work.
And our fila.
Yes. Don't joke with this fila.
Guys,
this fila
is her trademark. She came for an event one particular time and I almost chased her out. I said, Abiola, where is your fila? I don't understand. She has different colors, but she must wear that fila on her. Do you know, Mark? Let me remind you where I first met you. I went to Nikki Art Gallery around 2009? I just finished my NYSC. And I was working in a tour operating company, Tour Brokers International.
Oh, okay.
That's where I was working.
Yes.
So I just said, I've not gone to a museum for a while, art gallery, and I heard about Nikki Art Gallery. So I went there that day, and I got there. Then I saw you with some of your, I think there were foreign guests that came over. So Mama Nikki was going around showing them, and you were busy smiling. That smile, I can't forget it. Busy smiling with your head. I was like, hello, ma, how are you? You said, hi, darling. We spoke so as if you knew me. And that was it. The next time I saw you was when I entered the tourism space. I said, I know this face. Where have I seen her? Nikki Art Gallery. But that fila never left my head. So this is your trademark.
This is my trademark.
Why did you start it?
In fact, it's funny that Auntie Sade, I started with her because she was the one that told me, you need to have a trademark. She's followed my journey. She made them. We decided on the fabric, we made them, and we ran with it. And we were also given a message because we needed to find the ashoke. This was ashoke for a wedding in Lagos. I think that wedding had maybe like 2,000 guests. So you can imagine this Ashoke, they plenty. So this trademark also is an identity as well with Nigerians. I'm sure there's some people that see the trademark, I have this Ashoke in my wardrobe somewhere, you know. And it's all the space of what tourism can do. It's that inclusiveness. And it's sustainable because it's about people.
Culture.
It's our culture. It's our way of life. It's so simple to put out there. So we do this. I remember when I started this, my family was so jaw.
Mommy kilo day.
When I go for family weddings, functions, with suit, with rambuba, with dress, with shokoto, with jeans, for like the first 3-4 years, I wore it everywhere, every day, to church.
It's your trademark. Like I said,
it was.
You can't come to an event, I will see you feel. Why?
You've got to make up your mind.
Yeah.
If you want to help your country, do this. I want to help my country, and I'm indeed going to do it.
You are an example of someone doing that. So, as we're wrapping up, share at least 2 destinations in Nigeria that you recommend people that must visit. Like if I land here for the first time, you must visit these 2 tourist destinations in Nigeria.
Destinations or attractions?
Well, attractions. Let's use the word attractions.
Attraction. I would definitely say Mommy Nike.
Nike's Art Gallery. I gotta report you.
Yeah, no. I would definitely say Mommy Nike.
Yeah.
You see?
Nike Art Gallery.
Nike Art Gallery. It's more than just a gallery. You know, there's a story, you know, and it's a story of the best of us. What we can do, what we can achieve, because that's what we're known for. The Nigerians are known for just that resilience, the go-get spirit, you know. So you can imagine when we channel that deliberately into, we just want to be known for good, which is who we are. You know, so that the youths, you know, they know they can and they will. Yeah. So that's Mommy Nike. And then the second one I would say is, do I want it to be in Lagos or do I want it to be outside?
I know you have plenty. That's like
yes, I have so many, you know.
Let's do something outside Lagos.
Let's do something outside Lagos, you know. And, you know, we can say what we want about this, you know. And I think I would go close by. I'll go close by because I have my views about Lagos. Lagos has 20 million people, and I have an idea of what the Lagos state government should be doing as well with the number of people they have as a tool also of moving across the country to open up the country on different things. You know, even the oversight of different things. You need people. You know, you can't leave it to our Senate or our House. I mean, they have so many things they do. So you can have people who can give you back this as volunteers. China did it. Go and study what some of these other countries did to create billionaires. China bossed their people across the country, you know, to get them to pick up ideas. You know, government did that, provided the transportation. They told me, I was there, you know, as a youth, you know. So I would say that we would go to...
You said something close.
I would go to Ikogosi.
Why Ikogosi?
You know, I'll go to Ikogosi because, you see, infrastructure was put in there. And then there's nature there. But then over and beyond that, you know that place? That is where Agbalumo, plantain. You see, because you have to drive commerce as well.
Yeah, money has to...
Money must... Otherwise, you haven't done tourism.
Yes.
You haven't.
And I'm saying here that they've done some renovations.
Yes. So your people are going, they're having fun, they're enjoying themselves, they're seeing the possibilities, but they're also seeing the business, the low-hanging business. People are chopping plantain chips. We can't even get plantain to buy there. Not there plantain. That's that band. You know. But then there are all those to do as well, and there's so many things. And then where Kogosi is located, you know, you can go to all the Donres, you can also go. You know, they're all in that. They're all in that. Yes, but you know, the infrastructure is there. Go get it. Go use it. You know, that's what I would say. I have others, many.
That's why if I tell you to you will not leave this place. That's why I said just
tourism. Please tell Madam Minister she must have a seat in every ministry. They say she doesn't have an office right now.
Really?
she should tell every ministry at the next council meeting. She should tell the president to tell all the other ministers that they should carve out some place, and she will decide where she's going to be every month or every 2 weeks or 6 weeks. The next one she should go is maybe agric. Because 40% of whatever is produced, including the people that we're telling to go to Ikogosi and go and look about how to make agbalumo wine and all that, how that would be done. Every ministry, every ministry.
Because tourism, like I say, tourism is an octopus. It touches every aspect of the
This is it.
Yeah.
This is it. You're creating commerce for people, and then you think some bandit is going to come put sansan inside their gari. Why? So it's and it's exciting, it's easy. Well, please, Mama Simi Jai.
Yeah, let's wrap up.
Exactly.
What advice do you have for the younger ones, the ones already inside like me, and then of course your fellow veterans? What advice do you have when it comes to ensuring we're developing our tourism space?
Okay. First, I'll say don't give up. You can't anyway, because it's all about life. That's the mantra I like from the NTDC. Tourism is life. I think they got it right.
Yes,
they got that right. And don't give up. But we're missing this. We need to collaborate. There's no point trying to do it all. You can't reinvent the wheel, and you don't necessarily want to build the bike. Let's focus. You take care of the wheel. I take care of the spoke. I take care of the dump. Let's get that association working.
Right. Yes.
Let's get that association right. And then let's now start working collaborative efforts. And let's get this country moving. This is a great country.
And it's not just for one generation. No. For the younger ones, the upcoming, the professionals and the veterans, we all need to work together to move this thing forward.
My partner is a 20-something-year-old. In fact, she just had to tell me recently that she's 1 year older. I kept keeping her age because she doesn't understand it's because of these averages of age.
37 years old.
Exactly. She wants to move by 37. Can you imagine?
All right. Any other things before we wrap up?
Yes, Ajala, thank you very much. Keep going. I know, it's one of those things that is passion driven, but keep going. Keep going because you see, at the end of the day, and I can say it, I've been on this journey for 30 years. I've spent my money, resources, my time, and whatever, and energy on this. It's fulfilling. And somehow, the good Lord is involved. There's nothing you do at this point for your common man, your fellow man, and to move your nation forward. And that's what tourism does.
Yeah.
That's what it does. Yeah. That He would pay for it. Trust me on that. And I'll tell every young person in this space, trust me on that. And this is a space where integrity is very important. You've got to start on that. Integrity. That's mine. Integrity.
I know, because if I didn't have integrity, you would not be here. Trust you, you have those bastard misses.
Yes.
Oh my God, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Mrs. Abiola Ogunbiyi. Thanks for being here, and we appreciate you. Thanks for the honesty and, of course, the advice. And I'm hoping that trees become something that we in the tourism space will actually apply to our businesses and our lives in general. Thank you very much, ma'am. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching if you are watching on YouTube. And we'll see you in the next edition. Bye. And with that, we conclude our journey across Nigeria and Africa on See the World with Ajala Nene. We hope you enjoyed exploring this journey with us and that you feel inspired to discover its unique beauty for yourself. Thank you for listening. For your feedback and comment, feel free to hit us up across our socials at See the World with Ajala Nene, and you can find me personally at Ajala Nene on Instagram. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Your journey and your adventure awaits you.